Hey, it's Psych Ups, it's Brian. Yes, and today I'm going to talk about being your own hero in your life. We play different roles in our lives, and there's one role that I want you to count on. One of the roles that is very important to be able to count on in your life is reliable producer or dependable provider. This is a role that a lot of people that obviously is important in your life and if you are a breadwinner, okay, now some of us are, you might be raising your kids, which is great, and and you're not the primary uh, uh, earner in the household. But if that's part of your responsibility, obviously you want to be a winner. You want to be a financial winner. You want to be an excellent provider. These are all roles that you want to be able to play. And sometimes when you're facing tough obstacles or mental challenges, you have to be a hero. And so it's National Superhero Day today, which kind of gets me going because I used to, when I was growing up, guys, I was very into Spider-Man. Spider-Man was my superhero that I loved, and I bought every comic book from Spider-Man. And I'm going to show you this one here was actually from 1970, and it's actually 15 cents. It is, I've got ones all the way back to the 60s. So this one here was when he fought Electro, and I get a kick out of the ads and stuff. You can see right in the front cover, it's about, uh, you know, lifting weights and getting in shape. But, what was always interesting was look how tortured Peter is. That was always like he was the tortured hero. But really interesting, guys. I very much identified with Peter Parker and Superman or Spider Man, and that was my favorite superhero. And when I read Spider Man, he was victorious. It would fill me with more confidence, actually, and create and be more courageous. So I want you to have this role in your life, courageous superhero, where you're your own superhero. When are you facing the biggest obstacles? What's the biggest fears in your life that you have to face bravely? And you know what? If you don't like superheroes, just say brave leader or brave hero. You can be a hero in your own life, a courageous hero. And oftentimes I think of myself as like, am I the hero of the family? Am I a hero for the family? And you know what? Fortunately, I was a hero for our family. I mean, there was one point in our lives where we were broke. We didn't have money. We were scraping by, and we had little kids, and I didn't know which way it was going to go. But I was able to apply my brain power and be a hero for myself, find real estate and get the best training and figure out how to do real estate properly to the point where I could teach other people how to do it. And so we made so much money in our real estate career and all the properties we bought over the years. And that was really, and now I can be a hero for the family because of that. And so I want you to be a hero for your family. Family hero, what a great role that is. Now that can be a very inspiring role if you wake up and say, I'm the family hero. I'm changing the family culture with what I'm doing right now. Now that's possible with real estate investing. Obviously, that's what a lot of you guys are learning from us is real estate investing. But this, it's obviously stretches a lot wider than just real estate. I want you to be, a great parent, wonderful mom or sweet dad or whatever you want to be by just imagining yourself in those roles. Sometimes we don't play the right roles in our lives because of a failure of imagination. Somehow we can't see ourselves as this millionaire real estate investor. Do you really see yourself? Do you have a lack of imagination, or do you imagine yourself? Here I am as a multimillionaire real estate investor. You have to be able to imagine yourself in that role to play that role. And the problem is a lot of people can't even see it. They can't believe it. They can't, and you have to be able to believe it to see it. And so some people say, well, maybe I could make some money in real estate. I can see that there's people making money in real estate. I can see there's systems to do it. But I don't know if I'll ever do it. Okay, now that's the attitude that's going to lead to lack of success. But if you say I'm a realist, I'm going to be my family hero. I'm going to be a financial hero for my family. I'm going to be a super successful person. If you can imagine yourself in that role, and visualization is huge for this. I mean, if you just say, I'm going to play the character of real estate winner, and whatever that means to you, and that means making millions of dollars in real estate and having passive income of, $5,000 or $10,000 a month from rental properties, that's where you want to be. Well, you got to see yourself and imagine yourself. When you visualize, and I'm assuming that you visualize because I talk about it all the time, when you visualize your future, do you have a number amount on how much passive income you have from rental properties? Do you see yourself, here I am, I'm a landlord, but I've got all my properties on lease option and lease purchase, so I don't have to take care of any of the repairs, and they're giving me big non-refundable option deposits, and so I'm sitting on this huge portfolio of properties where I don't even have to take care of them. They're all doing the repairs, and I'm making all this money, and I've got great cash flow, and I can basically do what I want. But real estate's so exciting, I still do it. I mean, do you visualize this? And if you don't visualize yourself as a superhero, if you don't see yourself as, hey, I can be a hero, I can battle villains and come out ahead and win, then you won't. You just won't. So you have to be able to see yourself doing it, imagine yourself being that successful real estate investor, or whatever you want, whatever role you want to see yourself in. And sometimes people just can't see themselves in that role. And sometimes, people never get married because they just can't see themselves as a husband or wife. It's amazing how many people, go through life with these limitations in their mind, and that keeps them, they just can't see themselves being that person and that they want to be, and having that confidence to believe that they can be that person. So I'm here to tell you can be. Okay, you got to create the role in your mind, and then it manifests in reality, right? Isn't that the way it goes? Absolutely. Charles, I love you, and you're always here, and you're turning in those great leads, and I really appreciate it. And make sure in 7 weeks, guys, again, you can all turn in leads again, because we do that event once every 2 months. Happy Monday, Noel and Kathy. Love that testimony, Brian. Who would have guessed it? Yes. And guys, you know what? That just reminds me, $130. The Amazing Spider. Wow, that's funny. Milan, that is funny. You looked that up on Amazon. That is so funny. Wow, number 82. Yep, that's March 1970. That is crazy. Yeah, that was a great. Guys, I read every Spider-Man many times over and over and over. And that made me more confident. That made me feel like I could be a superhero in my life. I got to credit Spider-Man. Funny. Yes. Role play visualization. Yes. You got to see yourself as a hero, or else you can't play the hero. Can you? If you don't see yourself as a financial hero for your family, you'll never, if you can't imagine it, you can't play it. So, great message today, guys, as we share, and I always love sharing this time with you. So let's get motivated. Let's have a great week. Let's be a hero this summer, and let's break through our fears, because what does a hero do? A hero doesn't not feel fear. A hero feels fear and doubt, right? Doesn't he? Look at Peter. Is he feeling fear and doubt and everything? Yes. Okay. But what does he do? He acts bravely. He acts courageously. I didn't even know the front page was like that. What a great example of seeing that, being brave despite your challenges. And so I love that message. So let's all go be brave this week, be superheroes for ourselves, and I'll see you right back here on Friday. So again, guys, thank you again for sending in leads. And what's our affirmation for today? I am my own hero. I am my own hero. Okay, so let's do that 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am my own hero. I am my own hero. I am my own hero. Yes. And guys, how do you do that? You set clear goals with deadlines, and then you make good plans as smart as you can. And then you pursue your plans, you take action. And there's no hero without action. A hero isn't somebody who sits alone in their apartment. A hero is someone out there taking action in the world. So you got to take that action based on your smart plans, and then smart adjustments are crucial. And even if, will you face terrible challenge? Yes. Will you get knocked down? Absolutely. You know, Peter Parker, Spider-Man would always go through these battles and, you know, be at the low point and then somehow come out victorious. And so, yes, there's always going to be challenges, but we face them bravely and we make smart adjustments and just keep on and never quit, right? Be brave and never say die, and we will emerge victorious. All right, guys, so I will see you. Let's do our deep breathing. Almost forgot. Nice deep breath in. Good. Hold it a little bit. Let it go. This makes you bold physically, you know. In and hold it a little bit and exhale. There's a saying, fatigue makes cowards of us all. And so if you get tired, you can't be brave, right? So it's important that you get enough sleep, you do deep breathing, you eat right, because, you know, it's hard to be brave if you're really exhausted. So one more. Hold it a little bit and exhale. Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you the best programming to be a hero in your life. I just finished a new psych up, and it's actually amazing. It's called Take Winning Action, and it has a whole section at the end where it's 10 minutes on actually psyching up for peak performance. So like right before you're about to go do something, you can listen to this. It's going to be about a 7-minute psych up and get super psyched up for peak performance. It would be great to listen to it right before you make your phone calls or on the way out to a deal meeting. These would be great. So I'll be done with that real soon, guys. So look forward to that. Thank you again. It's an awesome one today. Great stuff. Have a great day, Charles. And until I see you guys on Friday, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Cup Lab Motivation, and keep